10th, I guess.
There you go,
$5 for picture.
That's supposed to come par with the course.
It's supposed to come with it.
Too big or too little?
Too little. Mine's a little.
Oh, are they?
Could you bend over in them?
Yeah.
They can have the muscles, see. Too big won't hurt anything, because if you're too big, you can always gather them up on you. But it's awful hard to gather up something too little.
Oh, okay then.
Do they have cover off for this?
Yes.
They have to wear their own. We want to see any belts to put on.
You got a heavy target for these or not?
Let's see. Sure is. I figured he'd go to TV or something else.
Got to get you
You gonna put your boots on?
You'll be riding all day.
Yeah, they're getting all dressed up right now.
It's muddy and dirty.
Okay, I'm gonna call when they get ready to go.
What size boots they got for you?
You've been cool.
No.
You may change your mind after today and decide you don't want to be a cold.
You can go right into making a speech if you want to. You might have to put the paper and go with them and let them wear them anyway. As long as we get the heel back, we don't care where the toe goes. We put the paper up.
Yeah.
I put on these shoes here a while back, and I didn't mean her day by day.
Oh, I doubt that.
You have to watch Bill. She gets lost.
You know the way.
He gets lost. He let me get lost. I can't let him down there.
Yeah.
I don't know where they went the other.
I don't know the way.
It's the first time that you go in there. Call the glass.
Can you fix him up there, buddy? All right, he's getting more like a minor every minute.
Yes, sir. That's the way they do it around there. They kneel down like that.
The one thing about it, he won't have to stoop over much.
No, you won't have to.
Catch his legs and anything flying. Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome.
Is that better?
How far leg back? Now, next thing you go on
Pepper out there, will you?
outfit, they'll get you a command, just keep bell and San Francisco. And then they got to put the light there, see, put that on top of this, the cord comes in the back, and you put it there. Pretty compact.
Now I know what
Yeah, see it right there, put the cord right through there, and button that keeps the cord, and the cord comes right over the top of your hat, and the light gets right there.
Let's see what I got out here.
That's an area where they've had a roof fall on the map there. It shows in there, and the roof broke there.
Hello. Daddy. Is it yours?
That's mine, but that'll keep you warm in the mines, and that'll protect you all the way down. That's better.
What do you think now?
It's probably
Soliday there.
years.
How's he looking there?
In the school, you know, what they are.
That's okay.
Private school there in California.
Oh, that's a good smile.
Yes,
Take these pictures now, and then they'll blackmail you with them later on in life. Boys look like they make good roof bolts.
Do you need it? I got a nipple down here. Let me get in.
I'll say
And
something.
then they'll haul that pole back to a belt. And they put it in a feeder, and it feeds it onto the belt. And the belt brings it outside. So they haul. They've got 2 cars now that haul it
So
out.
you watch out for the cars?
Yeah, watch out for cars. They're watching you too. They'll load the coal into that car, and the car will drive it back
What's
to the...
this?
Those are leg bands.
Where you at, Derek?
When we get in the coal mine, there's a lot of air blowing around.
Goes right around your leg.
Oh, man, doesn't it?
Like that. Buttons on.
Those men underground are a lot.
Now see, she's got one on her leg.
Dan just gonna wear his cover.
Take your pair of those home if you
He's
want to.
a 40-degree man.
Okay.
We might, let's see if we can take one together. Safety pins.
You look good.
We'll send you all copies of all these photographs we take.
On me, we have a.
Everybody does junk drawing.
That mean you caught the wave?
See, the idea of this all now, by the time you get all this on, you look like a spaceman.
You probably will.
Hey, Bill.
It's just the,
This walk.
yeah.
Okay.
Stop, I'm gonna bring it first, you might want to put it in there.
Where's the rescue at for this?
Okay, little rip. Now, how about another one?
Which one of them? Either one of them?
Ladder attached right on the front of that thing, toward it over the back.
Oh dear, well.
And when a man gets everything on,
Houses he didn't have.
Want me to put some more tape on
what's
this?
work my children. That was after my day. That's the old locomotive I was talking last night about. Where they put the sand and we put glass in these boxes to soften up the wheels where they catch the rail. And it's I don't know how any of us ever survived.
There.
Now, how about hard at?
They'll be taking pictures. He will be taking pictures of religion.
I don't have any pop up.
I told him, come on, buddy, we're gonna have to get out of here and catch our plane back. He said, buddy, he's towels. He said, it's all, I can't get them in my suitcase here. He thought he had to take hotel towels, you know. He said, I'm having a hard time getting them in my suitcase. Worse, you know, when George Pollock come out of that restaurant that time, he'd never had seen these shrimp. And they had shrimp down there, bushels of them, and he filled his pockets full of them. Now, you talk about having a problem with a man on an airplane, we had a problem. This is a trip of a lifetime now. Not too many young boys and girls go in coal mines.
One more night. They say it was not.
Yeah. I can make them just
You're getting look like a man. Getting there fast.
Let me see, Jim, what else we like? Dan, you ain't had so much fun since the hogs ate your baby brother, have you? Huh?
You give us a finger first. We'll be back here by 12 o'clock.
All right, sir.
By 5 or 10 minutes till we can, but if we don't get back, we'll go just right at 12. Mr. Petey can.
Y'all go. Pena FamilyandSoladay Family. Just gonna let Tommy go over that. What you gonna
Did I get the honors?
do? Yeah.
Did you introduce the Marion?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. This is the same map you've seen over there at the main office. Going in and here's the office where we're sitting now. Now the intake air is on the track side, which we're making right now around 70 to 80,000 cubic foot air per minute is going to these entries. The fan sitting over to the left has got a capacity of 300,000 CFM, which we just don't need the air at the time. We don't need the velocity of the air. We'll be traveling from here to here by the rail, which will take about 5 to 10 minutes. It's from here to here in a piece of battery-powered mobile equipment, which will take about 5 minutes to the face. When we get to the face area, me and Bill and Jim will be with you and around you. And what we need to do is try to stay in small groups, or in tight-knit groups. And the equipment we'll stop it where they won't be no danger there. But the miner is a slow-moving piece of equipment, which will take a 20-foot cut out each one of these faces. Behind it will go the roof loading machine, which puts up the 3/4-inch prison rods, which show you on 4-foot centers. Now there's 2 cars that run between the miner and the feeder down here, or from here to the feeder. Now they have retractable cables, so that's what we're going to kind of watch out for. And it says, we'll watch out for y'all. Don't worry about that. We got a gentleman here to be taking us in the rail runner. Now the separate your devices that you have on your belt is a small portable unit, which is made for a case of smoke inhalation. But as I said, we won't particularly have that problem because we're going to be on the intake air the whole route today. So we're not going to take any chances or any unnecessary risk. If for some reason that there will be smoke, we'll stop and show you. Even we do have to stop and show you. But it's more self-explanatory. You just pop the top on it, you got a mouthpiece and no clips. But I see no problem. If y'all have any questions during the tour, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to stop and ask us.
The little kids don't have one of these? No?
No, we got big units that we're going to take with them for the children. They're set to contain oxygen units. So we are going to take them along with us. We got them in the Bronco. The lights we'll be putting on before we go in, they're just a spotlight for children. We have to get some belts for them, or we'll rig up something to tie them to them. So they need a light on their head for sure. But if y'all two, we'll go ahead and start putting the lights on now. Okay? Mr. Pena.
Which company, somewhere that across the line like this, some back behind, first whichever.
No, I'm just getting ready
Tall fella. Put it down, I think it's right.
They're doing this squish tab.
What?
I mean, I just... Oh, I see.
Yeah, we'll look at you right
now.
Yeah. One more. Okay. Keep it that day, yeah. Which one?
This gentleman right here, bud.
Okay. Get one more. I need that.
Right there.
Go home with me.
There's not really much way you can prevent that. I'm give you a real quick no, when your hair is real silky like and you bend forward, the hat just works up and down. There's nothing you can do about it.
tighten it up here for you so it'll be comfortable.
I can take up some slack if the house is too big.
Okay. Will that be too tight on the right that much? That'd be okay?
What? Or you just have them outside of the park? You better have them outside of the park, or they can wear them inside.
Told you to be all right.
I mean, got many coal miners with their sponsors?
Not a whole lot. Not
No?
that
No?
We got, they really, we got a few,
Yeah.
but not, there's not many men around this area where it's that long.
But your hair looks great now.
You're ready to make it up.
Just your knife.
Right here.
I already made one. Okay. Pull that right there. Get yours turned down.
We don't want to go?
Now we all should have belts, lights, safety light adjustable. Now let's see. We got them down on size little. Let's try
These
this.
small ones here.
It's perfect fit. Derek, see, they don't know that you're really 22 years old. You just didn't grow much. Huh? Give him a little pep, bro.
No, he said he'd get.
No.
Might be just a little bit smaller. Let's see if these right here work
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Put the little ones on
Let's
there.
see if these work just a little bit. Feel better? Yeah.
We kind of splitting up, riding type and type in each end, so average y'all will be three is fine.
What do you want? Where?
Okay, that's about 3 up here. I'm gonna bring the two over to y'all.
Candy, Derek?
Can you come up here?
Yeah.
Yep, be fine. Hey, Jim, you'll still grab me a cup and I'll be ready. Can y'all come sit right at the back? If y'all have that set down for right now, we're going to get 2 persons over there.
Get up.
One
consolidated.
Everybody give me a smile. You sure you don't want a picture?
Okay, now just stop.
Yes, yes.
Should be thankful for. Back in late 1986 and early 1987, when this coal company was for sale, I feel like that 99% of the people that would have bought it would not have had jobs today. That is not why the coal company was bought. The coal company was bought to make money. And thankfully that we have done everything within our power, and I think we have done some of that to the satisfaction of our owners. We have with us today the principal owner of the company, the president of the parent company, and the chairman of the board of the parent company, and the chairman of the board of the coal company, Mr. Pena. With him is his family. He has his wife, Linda. She's a coal miner now. His sons, Derek and Danny, and a daughter, Kelly, that's not with him today. With him also is a family of one of the founders of the company that did not live to see this day come. Shortly after the acquisition in 1987 or late 86, Mr. Charlie Soliday left this life. But his two sons, Eric and Kyle, and his daughter Cassie is here today. Now his wife came in last night and she is sick at the lodge now. But these people have come a long way. They came here and and in the past there have been numerous attempts to get into here, and something happened on every one of them. And last night we thought it'd happen again. We thought we were going to be flooded out. I never saw such rain. But I think we should give a Kentucky welcome to Mr. Pena and his group.
Thank you, Bob. Well, this looks like a real friendly group. Now, are you all churchgoers? Looks like a friendly group. Seriously. I've been planning this trip for now almost 2.5 years, and unfortunately, as Clyde pointed out, Charlie Soliday, my former partner, passed away in January of 1987, and kind of threw the company into turmoil, and it's taken us almost 1.5 years to recover. But I was bound and determined to make this trip today. Now, one thing Clyde didn't point out, by the way, I think Cindy Soliday's already got black lung. That's why she's not here today. And I don't know if she'll file on the parents' insurance plan or yours.
Back on the corporate.
On the corporate. But my wife was so determined to make this trip. I put her on a plane yesterday afternoon in Houston, Texas, and I called Clyde and I said that she was deathly ill, which she was, and that she had a sinus infection and we needed to see a doctor as soon as we landed in Knoxville. So as soon as we landed in Knoxville, after we changed, Clyde took my wife over seemingly to get some sinus medicine. Well, we're waiting around the restaurant 2.5 hours later. She still didn't show up. Then she comes staggering in and she tells us how she goes into the doctor performs some minor surgery and breaks her nose to suck out the bad sinus in her cheeks and above her eyes. Now, for those of you that are wife beaters, which I know none of you are, I'd like to know she has no black and blue marks, no puffy eyes, no puffy nose. So I think that I'm going to stop by and see this doctor on the way back to ask him how he does it. But she was bound and determined to come. As you can probably imagine, this is not my normal attire. In fact, today was my first experience down in mine, and it was a heck of an experience, and I really enjoyed it. I'd like to do it again. And I've asked Clyde how he gets some of the larger fellows that I've sent him down here, 300 pounds, 350 pounds, are some of our bankers. I can't believe that they can bend over that low and get in that mine. I just can't imagine it.
If AJ can get there, Mr. Pena, they can.
But as Clyde mentioned, when we bought Bow Valley Coal in late '86, a lot of people that advised us told me I was crazy to get in the coal business. They said, if you think the oil and gas business is crazy, Dan, the coal business is going to make the oil and gas business look like a picnic. Well, they were right. The coal business is crazy, but we enjoy it. And as Clyde knows, when he comes down to corporate, as he puts it, I love coal. And it was our intention when we bought the company, and it's still our intention, to maintain the coal as a separate entity, coal company, and to allow Clyde and his capable people, you people, to continue to mine the coal for the parent in Houston. We're very appreciative of the support, and Clyde knows that I stand behind him, as do the other board members on the senior board. We've been very happy with the acquisition, notwithstanding every acquisition's got problems. And we've worked through them. I must admit it's been a unique experience having to deal with our utilities that buy our coal. But we're learning, and it's kind of like the people that we sell gas to on contract. I think that if any of you read the papers, you know that a gas contract in the oil and gas business means nothing. They give you a contract. If it's to their benefit to buy your gas, they buy it. If it's not to their benefit, they tell you to go to hell. Well, it's not quite that bad in the coal business, but we're learning that there's contracts and there's contracts. Now, 7 years ago, this coming July 13th, I founded Great Western Resources with $820. That seems hard to believe now, other than my wife was there. We had no employees, and I founded the company in a bedroom about this square. That was the nursery for Dan, who was born 7 months before that. We've come a long, long way in these 6.5 years, and the company's assets are worth several $100 million. We know what it is to work hard. We've gone from 1 employee to, including contract employees, 1,100. We're operational in 22 states other than the state of Kentucky, although to hear Clyde talk, there are no other states other than the state of Kentucky. And we have a very profitable oil and gas division, construction pipeline, and drilling company. The company has had a great deal of success in the Gulf of Mexico, and we're probably the 50 or 55th largest natural resource company in the United States today. Even though we run the company like it was a family company, because of the Soladays, the Penas, and another family that founded the company with me, the Harrisons, who aren't here, we are a public company, and we're listed on the London Stock Exchange. But what we've tried to do in the last 2.5 years, and in all 6.5 years that we've been around, is to run it like a family business. One of the things that I learned when we bought the coal company, and just before that, as Clyde was trying to explain to me, how there were so many families intermingled into the company, because we had a policy prior to buying this coal company that there was no nepotism, no brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, whatever. When I was explaining that to Clyde at the Holiday Inn one night before we closed, he said, "My boys! What about my boys? You mean my boys can't work here?" But we changed that policy, as you well know. And I realize now that it's a way of life here in the coal mines. And it hasn't been a bad thing. In fact, it's been a very, very good thing. We're going to be here for the rest of the day, and I'm sure that my wife, which I'm going to ask her if she wants to say something here in a minute, and myself and Cindy Soliday, who's ill up at the lodge right now, want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And if Mark Harrison and his wife were here, he'd do the same. The board wants to thank you for your hard work. We appreciate it. We know your business is not an easy business, but it's our business now as well, and we're appreciative of that. And if there's anything that I can do to be supportive, Clyde knows he can call on me. Thank you very much. Linda, would you like to say something?
Well, I think I just want to extend my thanks to all of you. We had planned this trip for about a year. We were trying to wait until the boys were a bit older to really remember the experience of going down in the mines. And I think even though Cindy couldn't be here, I mean, she's here with us in spirit, because this is something that she had really been looking forward to. And it definitely will be a day that we will all remember. You have been so kind to all of us. We have felt the warmth, the friendship, both through Clyde and Louise from the very onset. They've been to our home. We've now been to their home. And we feel like we are all part of one big family. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you people from the bottom of my heart for allowing me the opportunity to work for a man like this. To me, that's the most important thing in life, is somebody that cares about you. Somebody that will come out here and come this trip to meet with you. I think that we need to be thankful. We need to give all we can in return. Work safe, be good, and God bless you.
Dance is over.
Thanks. A bit closer if you can, because we put the tent up. We thought it might be raining, and something's done right here for a change, so the rain's hold it up till we get through. It's old stuff for you to hear me, because I'll talk to you from time to time, but this gathering here today is for a special purpose. All of my working days, I've never been honored with a person of the status and the ownership that Mr. Pena has got to come down to places like Harlan and Bell County, Kentucky, and come and meet you rank and file employees on the same level that other employees are met in higher positions of management. I think that's something that should be we should all be thankful for, that he feels like that we are part of the family. We are his employees. He has thousands of employees, but none are held in more higher esteem or thought more of than you people who are the coal miners and the people that really make up the Great Western coal operations. Mr. Pena is the majority owner of the company. He is the chairman of the board of the parent company, the president of the parent company, the chairman of the board of the coal company, among other things that he is involved in. He had brought his wife Linda. He brought two of his three children, his two boys, Danny and Derek. Kelly, the little girl, is at home. He's also brought with him the Soliday family, absent of Mr. Charlie Soliday, who was a co-founder of the company and has not been able to live to see what you're seeing today. Mr. Soliday died shortly after the acquisition in January 1987. But his two sons, Eric and Kyle, are here. His daughter, Cassie. His wife, Cindy, came, and she is sick at the Pine Mountain Lodge. She took sick this morning, and she could not make the trip. But Solidays are a very much important part of this company. Mr. Mark Harrison, who is in Houston, he is the third member, the founding member of the company, and Mr. Pena and Mr. Harrison are the two remaining ones today. But it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Daniel S. Pena Sr. Let's give him a good Kentucky welcome.
Thank you. It never ceases to amaze me when Clyde introduces me. He describes me a kind of a cross between Douglas MacArthur and Jesus Christ. Now, I'm a God-fearing man, but I'm far from Jesus. And even though I was an officer during our great Vietnam conflict, I sure as heck wasn't any general. But thank you very much, and I appreciate you. You don't look like you're shivering like I am up here. You must be more used to this. The first group that I addressed this morning I had just come out of the mine, the Soliday mine, and I was dressed, almost looked like a miner. Now, you guys would have known better, but to the casual observer, I mean, I looked kind of like a miner. I've been here 2 or 3 times, and unfortunately, this trip has been postponed 2 or 3 times. Initially because of Charlie Soliday passing away, and then 2 or 3 times because of business, and I was bound and determined, hell or high water, to get here this time, because I wanted to extend my personal thanks, Mark Harrison's personal thanks, and our family's personal thanks for a job well done. Now, when we first bought the old Bow Valley coal, people thought I had rocks in my head. Well, maybe they were right, because we've experienced some different things since we got in the coal business. but what it has turned out to be is very, very nice experience, unlike a lot of things that you try for the first time that don't work out. Now we'd like to expand the coal operation, and under the leadership of Clyde and his management team, hopefully we'll be able to do that in the next several years. We were so interested in getting here. My wife, Linda, who's sitting back here, was, I would say on her deathbed a few days ago, but she was very ill, and I called Clyde and told him that we needed a doctor when we landed. We landed yesterday. They rushed her off to a doctor. We're sitting at the restaurant waiting, thinking that she had a sinus infection. We're thinking that she's going to come back in 15, 20 minutes with some antibiotics. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60, 90, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. She's still not there. All of a sudden, she comes sashaying into the restaurant in Knoxville, and she tells us this horror story that they performed minor surgery. They broke her nose to suck out whatever's in your sinuses. Now, if you'll notice, she doesn't have any black eyes or a puffed up nose, and I know we don't have any wife beaters in the audience, but I want to go back to this doctor and find out how he can whack my wife around with a hammer and not leave any marks. But seriously, we were bound and determined to come up here. Even though we're a public corporation now, traded on the London Stock Exchange, because I am the controlling owner, and with the Soliday estate and with the Harrison shares, we vote more than 50% of the company. We've been criticized at times because we run it like a family corporation. Now, for people like you up here, you probably wouldn't criticize me for doing that, but for some of the people that write reports and issue statements about how effective or not effective we might be, they say that modern industry has gone past the era by which you can run a company like a family organization. We don't believe that, and as long as I'm chairman and controlling shareholder, we're going to run it that way. Same way Clyde's run it up here for God knows when. I don't know. He's been up here a long, long time, and he's run an effective operation. Our bankers, our investment bankers, our merchant bankers on the other side of the Atlantic all tell us that we have as fine a run coal operation that exists in the United States today. And we believe that. And to the extent that we're going to expand over the next several years, we hope that we can find companies or assets that measure up to your output. We study the numbers. I look at the numbers. I know how much coal per man we produce in a month, in a week, in a year, contrary to what some people might think. And you're at the very high standard, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm very appreciative. You are our jewel in our crown now. You are a profitable entity, and although Clyde tells me everybody is happy, and I'm sure I won't see anybody raise his hand today that says he's not happy. Why are they all laughing, Clyde? They're all happy, yeah. Reminds me of another story. When we bought the coal company, we had a meeting in early January 1987 where senior managers in some room, where was it, Middlesbrough? Yeah. And I got up and made a little talk, and I think Charlie Soliday got up a little talk, and so Clyde said, stepped out in front of me because I said, are there any questions? And some of you in this out here, I recognize your faces, were at that meeting, and he folds his arms like this and said, no, Mr. Penny wants questions, but we don't want any embarrassing questions. Now, does anybody have any questions? Nobody. Not a question. As I'm walking through the door, a man jumps out in front of me, and if that man's here, speak up. And he sticks his hand out to shake hands with me. He said words to the effect, I just want to thank you for buying Bow Valley Coal. And Clyde jumps in front of him to make sure he wasn't going to say the wrong thing. Now, Clyde, if I went down there and started mingling with these people and I said, you go on, whisper in my ear. Are you really happy? Do you think?
They're happy.
Yeah. Seriously, we've enjoyed the Bow Valley assets, and tomorrow I'm off to Charleston, West Virginia to see what used to be Ray Brothers, which used to be part of the Bow Valley group that we acquired. We should be so lucky as to find another acquisition the quality of the one we made. We thought it was a good acquisition when we made it 2 years and 3 months ago, but I'm here to tell you it was a great acquisition. And to the extent that you need the corporate parent. Clyde knows he can depend on me and depend on the other members of the board and the other members of the senior management. Clyde says in a slightly facetious way when he comes down to see us, he's coming down to corporate. Like he's got to step down a level to come down and see us at the parent. I know he doesn't mean it that way, but it comes out that way. And some of the other senior management in Houston say, why does he say that, Dan? I mean, what do you mean come down to corporate? But we appreciate when he does have time to come down to see us. And we hope that he, as I'm sure all of you hope, that he lives forever. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask my wife, Linda, if she'd like to say anything. Huh?
I had read just a bit about what all of you folks do here at the coal mines before we came. But I want to say, after having been down in the mines this morning, I truly respect and admire what you do on a daily basis. I mean, the work that you put in is something that's very important not only to us, but to the nation. You have all extended to us a warmth, to our family, to the Soliday children. I know Mrs. Soliday wishes that she could be here, but because of her illness this morning just could not get out. I know Charlie would be proud what's happened here, what's ongoing. This was one of his dreams, as it is our dreams, as it is Clyde's, and we all thank you very much for having us.
Now, I think we all realize now why that we appreciate people like this. And the efforts that you have put forth, the fact that you're here today is a product of working safe, a product of producing, and you heard it from the horse's mouth, so to say. Now you hear it from the other end, that effort is what makes it go. When the person told Mr. Pena he was sure glad he bought the company, I know who that is, and a little hush money, I won't tell that. But it was not bought to save jobs. It was bought to give us an opportunity to save our jobs. And as long as we produce, take care of what we got, and we return a dividend to this company that's equal to what is necessary, we'll still be here. We have good people owning us, and we ought to be thankful for that. And the only way that we can ever repay them for it is continue to do the best job that we can do and wish that they live forever also. I thank you all, and I think we still ought to give them one more hand. My granddaughter would kill me if I didn't say that she was up here with them, my oldest granddaughter. We would like to get out ahead of you people. We're going back to the lodge, and then we're going to end up tonight, and tomorrow they'll board a plane going to Charleston, and we want to wish that they will have safe journeys today and all in the future, and we want the best of health and happiness to all of them. Thank you.